forecast. We'll make sure you're not bored to death, but all your friends have disappeared, and you're the last one left. If you want to live, I suggest not doing drugs and having sex. Run through the forest grasping for breath, as you're chased by a maniac wearing a mask of flesh, tripping over dead friends. This isn't over until you get revenge. Final girls try to survive in a violent world. It's eye for an eye. Hide behind doors, lying underneath beds, trying to bide your time and find your strength, and figure out how much time it takes to escape before it's too late, or come face to face with a grim fate. Welcome to Class Horrorcast. Let's see how long you last as you torture to death. So come join your host Darren and Tomcat as we bring you a podcast that will leave you laughing in a body bag or a bloodbath. Welcome to Class Horrorcast. Let's see how long you last.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Class Horrorcast. Make sure to be careful what you wish for, because in this episode we open an ancient tomb to one of horror's most sinister and overlooked villains, the Djinn. From cursed artifacts to wishful victims and a franchise dripping with 90s era charm, we're summoning every twisted tale the Wishmaster series has to offer. But no dark ritual is complete without a partner in crime. So before we speak the final words, I'll let my co-host introduce himself.
Welcome back, everybody, to Class Horrorcast. I am Tomcat, aka the Reptilian, aka Tom, whatever the hell my name is. But yes, I am here. We are here, and also like probably think out your wishes, because what we'll talk about on this episode is not a lot of people in these films actually like think out their wishes fully. They're just like outlandish, like over encompassing things, and then it doesn't really go right for them. And I will say these movies are pretty ridiculous.
So we're probably, no, I wouldn't say we're going to have majorly opposing opinions, but I will definitely.
You're saying you love it? You're like, I love it, especially the third one.
No, I will defend the first two movies, I think, and then from there, then we'll really be going scorched earth, I think, after that point.
I hope you have an image of him from the third one where he looks like some weird genie from.
But yeah, so we're covering the Wishmaster franchise. So we'll start off obviously with the original movie, which is a 1997 dark fantasy horror film directed by Robert Kurtzman. Who
so they just slapped Wes Craven's name on it just to bring.
Do you know what Robert Kurtzman is famous for, or do you recognize that name at all?
No, I do not.
Robert Kurtzman is a really famous special effects makeup artist. He co-founded KMB with Greg Nicotero. So like they done the makeup for, let's see if you've heard of some of these movies: From Beyond, Night of Creeps, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Predator, Evil Dead, Phantasm, Halloween. Let's have a look, see what else. Bride of the Reanimator, The Exorcist 3, Darkman, Misery, Dr. Giggles, People Under the Stairs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Army of Darkness, Pumpkinhead, New Nightmare, Maniac Cop.
I've seen like 90% of those movies.
Pretty much every. I did
a good resume, you could say.
Yeah, House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts, Cabin Fever, Ghost Ship, Tremors, Identity, Hostel, Devil's Rejects, 2001 Maniacs. Like they've pretty much done any horror, like decent horror film for the last like fucking 30 years.
Some of those films would be good to cover because I had never seen them. There's one you said where I was like, I've always wanted to watch that one.
But yeah, it was directed by him. It was executive produced by Wes Craven and is the only film in the Wishmaster series with his name attached. The plot concerns.
Yeah, because it's probably like this was a bad idea.
But you see, they've done a lot of that, like where it was like Wes Craven presents and stuff, and
it had nothing to do with it. He just checkmarked a box.
So yeah, the plot surrounds a Djinn, a wish-granting evil genie who was released from a jewel to seeks to capture the soul of a woman who discovered him, thereby opening a portal and freeing his fellow Djinn to inhabit and enslave Earth.
So if you want to know more about the actual Djinn, you could visit Strange Brew Podcast, where me and Billy covered it a long time ago. It was more at the beginning of the show, so we were probably fairly drunk. But the idea is That it's almost like they connected to the reptilians type of stuff of that folklore. That's it's made of smokeless fire, they claim, and it's like a demonic entity that actually looks kind of reptilian in form. Hence why you get the depiction that we do in these movies too. And it's like Muslims, they actually believe that this thing could exist.
Yeah, yeah. I have definitely heard of like some of this folklore before and different things. Um, this was shot on a budget of $5 million approximately. It
How
had a
much did it
total
make?
domestic gross of 16 million, which is decent, I guess, for like, return on it.
Yeah.
During its opening weekend in theaters, it made $6 million, putting it in third place at the box office behind In and Out and The Game.
Wow.
Um, it was written by Peter Atkins, who I actually had on the show a while back. He's also known for his work on the Hellraiser films. He intentionally made some surnames of characters in the film: Beaumont, Finney, Clegg, Merritt, Ackman, matched the names of writers of horror and fantasy fiction. So he's worked on I can't remember which Hellraisers he was which I know he done Lord of Illusions as well, I want to say.
Lord of Illusion, sword cause contusions. That's a Mr.
Yeah.
Hyde talks about. That's why I know a lot of these like horror movies, because you think about like certain hip hop artists. Which at some point I think it'd be kind of fun to talk about like some horrorcore kind of rap or whatever. But I think I've seen bits and pieces of Lord of Illusion, but I saw it pop up in my Prime, and I was like, I kind of want to watch it.
I'd like to cover that.
Okay. I like to do. I have all the Phantasmas on DVD. Also, that's what I was thinking too. That at some point we should cover that. I watched I think 1 or 2 outside on the projector, so that was fun. The wife not sold on it though.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine so. Let's get the taglines out. Actually,
Okay.
If 3 wishes are granted, hell will be unleashed on Earth. Be careful what you wish for.
Of course, that's like a given. I think that's a good still tagline for
Yeah.
this, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't make a sound, don't make a move, and above all else, don't make a wish.
Kind of dumb.
Sounds like AI, to be honest.
Yeah.
Beg for your life, pray for your soul, but whatever you do, don't make a wish.
But
Again.
you wouldn't meet him unless you did make a wish, though, right?
Your next wish could be your last.
That's like not terrible, actually.
Here's my fucking favorite, worst one ever. Magically powerful, supernaturally evil.
Magically delicious.
That's just awful. Whoever came up with that needs to just like do something to themselves. I was going to say off themselves, but I'm not allowed to say that on the internet. So
no, definitely not.
I'll take that back. Yeah. So funny you mentioned the Phantasm movies, because this is actually narrated by Angus Scrimm, who plays the tall man in the Phantasm series.
Interesting.
So that's his voice that you can
I think
hear.
I've only seen 2, both like that 1 and 2. I have the whole box set because I like the film premise. It's interesting and weird. And
I
actually love the first one. I have to rewatch
right
it.
there. There's the sphere. Yeah, but when you lift the ball up, the movies are inside of it.
Oh, that's sick. I love that shit. I can't justify wasting my money on that anymore, though.
I bought that secondhand somewhere. Now the box, that's why I took it out of the box. I have the box in storage, but the box was literally kicked to death. And I think the dude was like, "Oh, you can have that for like $5. I don't care. It's
that's
a piece
cool.
of garbage." And I was like, "You dumb motherfucker! The thing inside was perfect."
Oh, that's sweet. So you gotta look for deals for that. Even with collecting my movies, I said that I gotta go I usually go to the thrift stores or like stuff like that and just try to find them. Brett said there's a good place not far from me that he goes because he doesn't have the internet. Someone who's a friend that's been on my show. And so he just collects, like, I'll come over to his place and there'll be like a stack of like DVDs, like, and he's like, I paid $10 for all that. And it'll just be this massive stack of like tons. So I'm like, he's like, yeah, you should go there. It's like a record, it's called Record Works. Something like that, where they sell records and stuff too. But I'm like, it's probably a good idea. Because I can get like dollar movies. And that's how I would probably build up my collection rather than do it brand new.
That's what I done. People think like, oh my God, man, you're crazy. You've spent thousands on movies. And I'm like, no, not really, because I just
maybe
go
like $200.
Yeah, well, it's that thing where you can go and it's like, buy one movie, get 10 free, because they just want to get rid of them.
Yeah, I know. Because now nobody uses DVDs anymore. Especially it'll become more like that,
But it's
and then
like you
we'll have
said,
physical
when the
media.
whole world becomes like North Korea, we're going to need DVDs again.
I know, and we'll have as long as you have the essentially the power source, right? Even a generator, you could still watch movies. That's why, like, and you notice that it happened in Canada recently, right? Where there's all these storms, these weird ice storms. Seems like the government should maybe stop fucking with the weather, and you just realize that the digital currency does nothing. That like everyone needs to use cash and all that stuff, and I'm like, it's a little strange. Or gold.
Yeah,
Gold is a
it
real
is.
currency, but
This movie actually has a lot
it's
of
weird.
people in it who we would both know from like
Ted
lots of
Raimi.
different movies. Yeah, like Ted Raimi's in there.
I said Ted
Um,
Raimi always gets some horrible death in
I
movies.
know. Robert England is in
Squished.
here.
He gets squished by like oh my god, is this that I'm trying to think, is this the premise at the end where she just wishes for like the guy not to be drunk, or is that the second one? I can't remember.
I can't remember. As I go through the notes, I'll probably remember, but like it's
Oh
just
my
all.
god. So one of them so ridiculous. Like if the crate never burst open and the guy was never drunk moving the crane, that all of it went back.
Yes,
That's
that's this one.
absurd. It's so crazy. For the first movie, they're like,
Um,
all right, this guy just wasn't drunk or on meth or some shit, while he's driving the crane. Everything would be okay because he wouldn't crash the box on top of Ted Raimi.
this actually, though, it has like all the kind of heavy hitters in horror when you think about it. So Angus Grimm, who played the tall man in Phantasm, Robert Englund is in here, Ted
Yeah,
Raimi is
yeah.
in here, Kane Hodder, who played Jason Voorhees,
I
obviously is
saw
in
him,
here.
yeah.
Tony Todd, who played Candyman,
I
is
saw
in
him.
here.
Yep, yep.
We also have two lesser known ones, but you'll like this as well, but I think a lot of people won't know this. So there's a guy in this by the name of Jake McKinnon, who plays which side is it on? Do you know who that character is there? The professor from House of a Thousand Corpses?
Dr. Satan, Dr.
Yeah.
Satan. Yeah.
Funny, right? So not only is the professor, this guy here, in it, but Walter Phelan, who plays Dr. Satan, is also in this movie. Which
Oh
I
yeah, I
thought was
guess the
kind of
professor is
interesting.
the guy chasing them, and then Dr. Satan is like the.
The doctory guy, and that's the guy with the big weird gas
That's
mask.
why
That goes like,
Rob Zombie was cool. Yeah, I didn't like that.
yeah. You should listen to Rob Zombie's director's commentary of House of a Thousand Corpses. It's on YouTube, the full track, and it's so good to listen to because it's like sitting in the room with like a friend, and he's just
Yeah.
like talking about movies. It's actually really cool.
It's weird. I know we've covered Rob Zombie, but I probably would just do a deep dive on House of Thousand Corpses again.
You know what I would love to do,
So
and I
good.
thought this, and I was like, Tom's probably going to be like, "Oh man, that's overkill." I watched 3 from Hell the other night, and I
I
was like,
love
you know
that
what, I
movie.
actually fucking love this movie. And then I
So
was
do
like,
I.
you know what, I listened to both commentary tracks for Devil's Rejects, his one and then the one with the cast, and I was like, fuck, I love Devil's Rejects. And I was like, you know what we could do, a Firefly family like deep dive where we watch the 3 movies and cover them.
Yeah, I like. Realistically, we covered all of Rob Zombie and his films, but like we could do that. Like at the
That
end of the
episode
day,
done really well for me, by the way.
well, I enjoy all of those films, so you never know, right? That's like what we do on Strange Brew Pod. At some point, like we've covered Black Eyed Children, at some point we might cover them again. It's I actually have a Halloween episode about that. So it's like not bad to reach back into some of those annals of
Nice.
horror history, and then kind of because I love all those movies, and I don't know if we touched really upon some of the other like the details of like a 3 from Hell is so good, dude.
It's so good. I forgot how good that was. The only thing that disappoint, actually, no, I'm not. We're not talking about that. So no.
We're talking about Wishmaster. We gotta try to stay on
Yeah,
topic.
I did write down I love the opening scene for this first one. I thought that was incredible. I love the special effects on the skeletons when they're bursting out of the skin. Like, I know it's a 90s movie, like, but I can still appreciate like practical stuff and things like that. I think it was great.
I said starts with an emperor making a dumb wish. Why would you wish to show me all the wonders that could be twisted easily?
I know, yeah. I mean,
Show
you've
me
got to have,
all the wonders. And it's just
you have
like,
to have some
what does
sort
that
of,
interpretation mean? The wonders could be looking inside of a guy's butthole. Those are wonders that you've
yeah,
never
but
seen.
you're always going to have some generic like shit reason to like start the whole thing. I do love the look of the Djinn here,
The
or
reptile.
Wishmaster, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, I think he looks cool with the like the hood up and whatever.
Yeah.
He does definitely feel like a classic kind of like 90s horror. Like he's definitely in like the tier down from obviously the big guys, but I think he kind of fits in there with the likes of Leprechaun and stuff.
I still want to do it. I still want to do a tier list. There's definitely
Yeah.
one with this motherfucker on it, and then we can actually do like I really want to do some of those live streams. I gotta do it for my show and set one up because it would just be fun. I do think it would translate well to audio, but then it's like it'd be interesting to get our takes and who we would fight over, of like who gets the ranks, and then if we do it live, we can get all you fans out there
Yeah.
definitely subscribe on YouTube and Rumble. We can get them to like opt out options. So they'll get like a card or whatever it's called where they get to
Yeah, you could like
give their
veto
opinion.
things and whatever.
Veto things
Yeah.
out. Because I'm like, I don't know where I would put this guy, but he's not up there, but he's still classified to me as one of those horror villains from slasher films. Like even though I definitely have seen the cover of this when I was a kid. I'm sure I watched bits of it. I'm sure I've seen this when I was like pretty young, but it was nothing that I liked that much. It wasn't like a Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th or Halloween or whatever, right? But I definitely do think I visited. But when I rewatched it recently, a couple years ago, I was like, especially as a grown man, I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah, some of it's like a tough watch, like, but it has a bit of nostalgia for me. At least the first two, or the first one more so than anything. But
I said very
maybe,
cheesy but fun.
and I love the look of the character. I feel like you
Yeah.
could make. I think that concept and the look of that character, you could actually make a really really good film nowadays.
Well, with the amount of CGI that we have and stuff like that, you could, and if you had a writer, like, come on, we've done like even we talked about this before, but the death of the unicorn, you didn't like it. I thought it was okay for a movie about a unicorn killing people, right? They did that. Why not create a real life story about the Djinn?
Yeah.
And because everything's woke and progressive, you can put a bunch of Muslims in there, and like well, it's true. You could write a really crazy, compelling story where it's like even if and people's maybe wishes were more thought out, but he twists them in a very like intelligent way. The amount of deaths you could have too. That's like surprised this hasn't been like taken up by somebody.
I know, yeah. I'm actually shocked that this hasn't been remade or rebooted or something. I did write down, I love the scene where the cargo falls on top of Ted Raimi's character. I love the fact that they hold on the shot so we get to see his body squashed underneath. I do love when it comes down and you can clearly tell, obviously, it's some sort of a dummy. But that always like disturbed me when I was younger when you see a body like crumple. And I was like, oh, that's fucking grim.
Yeah. I also like was the idea of like the shape shifting and putting like a face on it is interesting. Of like we've always heard the story, especially if you're conspiracy minded, of like the shape shifting reptilians, right? The idea is that they're actually just casting an image on your mind. Where this is like using magic, but the idea that when I've got into this stuff is like if the reptilians exist, human brains are malleable and easy to pretty much brainwash and manipulate. You can see this with mass media, right? So they just like make you think that you're seeing this sexy blonde girl, and then she's on top, and then it wears off, and then all of a sudden it's a lizard man fucking you in the ass. But like it's an interesting take to like where he gets this ability to shapeshift, because that's where it comes back to the reptilian idea, is a shape-shifting lizard-like entity that consumes people. You know what I mean?
It definitely has that 90s feel though. Every time I watch it,
so does.
Yeah, it has like that 90s feel. I actually found out as well that this has the same director of photography as the original Nightmare on Elm Street, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and for how like it was pretty low budget, and especially like the soundtrack was very 90s TV drama. I wrote because like
100%.
The soundtrack was like it reminds me of like a creepy movie they'd have on the Family Channel or whatever, right? The Disney Family Channel, where it's like it was like so 90s, but like not a lot of effort put into it, but sound like some guy sat at his computer and was like and just like typing it into a computer to do.
You know the scene where he escapes from the gem? This is the one, isn't it, where they're like analyzing it in like the lab or whatever, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Remember, it's so. Like it's so funny that like they have isn't it like there's like a computer and they're like lasering it or something, and it's going like there's all like these graphics coming up on the screen and it's like analyzing and like decoding and all this shit. But I didn't know that he
Who
comes out.
knew? Who knew, man? Who
He's
knew
like a
that we would have
small.
these?
He's like a small version of himself when he first comes out, and
I don't remember that.
he's all slimy and shit.
Oh, I kind of do. Yeah, yeah. Like Freddy when he's like smokes the bong. Yeah, you gotta bring up images. Oh yeah.
I'm not sure what image now exactly, or if the image will be in this, but I didn't know that that's what's the actor's name again? The small guy, Vern Troyer.
No way, really? R.I.P.
That's him as the
What?
little slimy little dude in
That's
that part
hilarious.
before he like grows
Look at that
into the
guy's face
fucking.
go back.
Uh,
It is interesting. Right there. It is interesting that they even bring up like what I saw. I was like, oh look, a Sumerian statue. That's supposed to be like the Anunnaki, which is cool. They put that in there. Man, there's so many like dumb kill scenes. Like even for the first one, I thought they would be a little more thought out, but it's equally as dumb.
Yeah, it is. But I really think they leaned
Yeah, that's
into
a
like
Sumerian statue. That's so cool.
it was like this is just what it is and end the story. Like, which I suppose. Look, I don't mind as much when a movie just kind of they're those scenes there where they're in like the lab and he's like analyzing it, whatever. But I didn't realize that was Vern Troyer as the like miniature version of the Djinn.
That's so funny.
The practical effects there of him growing and transforming and stuff I thought were actually quite good because it was all practical
that again.
and it was like really slimy and like horrible. I thought they pulled that off quite well. And I mentioned
right, if like just as like a pre-emphasis, right? If if I was more into this, like I remember watching it when I was younger, right? But if it was the 90s, right? If it was even the early 2000s, like 2005 or 4, and I was watching that even at this age then, I probably would have slightly more positive things to say about it. It's just looking back at it now as a grown man in 2025, right? And then obviously it was there. It was in my horror heart, but it wasn't like it was a tiny little fraction, right? So like it would have been different if it was a different time, right? It's just interesting looking back at it and analyzing it now, just the graphics, the wishes, the kills.
Yeah, for sure. And like I mentioned about Robert Kurtzman, he was actually the guy who gets killed by the piano. And I mentioned about some of the movies he was involved with. So many people don't know that he actually he wrote From Dusk Till Dawn. And then he done the special effects or makeup effects on. And I wrote all these out, so I'm going to read them all super quickly so people get an idea for the pedigree of this guy's work within horror. Obviously, this is makeup work, but it just kind of shows you that he's been involved with basically everything. So we have Terror Vision, From Beyond, Predator, Dream Child, Tremors, Jason Goes to Hell, Little Nicky, Evolution, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, Night of the Creeps, Evil Dead 2, Phantasm 2, Halloween 5, Texas Chainsaw 3, Misery, People Under the Stairs, Dr. Giggles, Maniac Cop, Body Bags, Pulp Fiction, New Nightmare, Lord of Illusion, Scream, Men in Black, Spawn, House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts, Cabin Fever, Texas Chainsaw 3D, It Follows, Tusk, Haunting of Hill House, Doctor Sleep, Fear Street, and that's like only a handful of like the dude has so many credits.
Okay, I got an idea. Can we please soon? Can we do Little Nicky and bring Billy on? I've seen that movie like 30 times. I've seen it like 5 times recently. Release the power or whatever he said.
Such a good movie.
Release the evil. Come on, that's a horror movie. Technically, it's a horror comedy. We got to cover. That's so funny. I'm gonna tell Billy, go watch that film now.
I wrote down. I was like, I love the scene where the Djinn smokes the cigarette. Remember that he's outside and there's like a bomb outside the pharmacy or whatever, and he gets a cigarette.
Oh
off
yeah. And he's like, isn't that bum complaining about the guy and wishing he would like die or whatever?
Yeah. That's yeah, surely is. There's a clip actually for anyone viewing the video aspect of this. I think that's supposed to be like the magnification of the gem or whatever it is.
Oh, weird.
It's just like wow, terrible.
So it's interesting too. Like I did say the voice of the guy suited up that's supposed to be like the shapeshifter of like the Djinn or whatever. There's the bum now. His voice is goofy. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty goofy.
Andrew Divoff.
Yeah, I am the Djinn. Or it's how he said. It's just kind of ridiculous. You know, he has this like low monotone voice.
Well, you know what, right? I'm going to defend him here now because when we get to the later movies in the franchise, very quickly we realize, wow, that guy is an Oscar-winning performer. When you compare it to what happens afterwards, Robert Kurtzman also got the job directing this on a recommendation from Sam Raimi, which I thought was kind of interesting. And they had to have the whole thing shot and done in 33 days.
I would be interested to see Sam Raimi do this, honestly.
Yeah,
especially
now. There's actually a little funny Easter egg. You mentioned some of the horrible, like terrible looking death scenes. The scene where Kane Hodder as the security guy gets like pixelated and frozen or whatever. That's probably the worst part of the whole movie for me. But fun fact there, if you pause that right on that scene where he's frozen, his name badge actually says Jay Voorhees.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I thought was a funny Easter egg. Yeah. It's like
I do think this movie was definitely cringy. I do think it made me cringe numerous times. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, for sure. I want to look for
But hey, as I said, this would be a fun movie if me and you were just sitting around smoking some ganja, you know, having a beer, like this would be hilarious for us to just sit there. Like at some point, it just sucks that we're so far because I would love to just like if we could ever set up someplace like a studio and just have like a couch where we record ourselves watching a film.
I know, yeah.
Kind of just
in
having
real time.
It would be awesome because like that's one of essentially one of these movies that you would go see with your boys or you see that like Wishmaster movie just came out. We should go see that and smoke up a joint or something like that. And then it's ridiculous, but it's also a fun watch. Some of these, like what made horror what it is today is because of some of the fun elements of it. And because you could push the boundaries and kind of be ridiculous and it would still make mostly sometimes the money back what they put into it, you know?
Yeah.
Think about all the horror movies that, you know, like think all of them. Most of that, there's like 40% of them are pretty goofy and weird and fun, but fun.
There is so I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I know you'll probably disagree with this, but some of the dialogue they gave the Djinn, I thought was actually really like clever. I'm gonna try one of his more iconic little quotes here in my
monster voice. Can you hear me?
Yes, just make sure you pronunciate.
I know I'm sorry.
I don't know if this is going to work actually because you're not going to be able to understand anything I'm saying.
Pronunciate.
Okay, so this is one of the like pieces of dialogue in the movie that I thought was really clever. And I'm going to attempt to do it now in this really bad monster voice on the roadcaster.
You wish to know what I am? To you, I am this, the cry of the abandoned child, the whimper of the whipped beast. I am the face that stares back at you from the shadows of your mirror. The hollowness at the heart of all your hopes. I am despair.
Sounds pretty creepy.
I feel like I think I can play with that sound pad actually and like change it so it doesn't sound as like distorted.
That's kind of cool. Oh man, I want one. I want the new version because like I would use that obnoxiously.
I know you would. You would get so much good use out of that.
Just like we did on our Myra Hindley episode that my brother was like, it was he's like pretty wild that you guys did that. I was like, well, we push the boundaries on things is kind of what we do, but it does work well with what he's saying. Some of the lines, yeah, it's kind of clever. I always watch these movies. I know it's the late 90s and, you know, there's probably so many people, there's so much chatter of like how they're going to make it. So many different people be like, we need to do it this way. We got to, you know, take away this from the budget. We have to do whatever it may be. But it's a good concept, but I just felt like, I was like, I don't know. I could be a little more clever if you sat there and thought about the wishes and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, they became very formulaic. I mean, I think they were just the concept came up and they were just sort of trying to follow the beats of like what audiences were enjoying at the time. The Blu-ray collection for this is actually a really nice cover.
That's cool. That's gnarly. I like that.
And there's like a shit ton of extras on it. Not that I wanted any of the extras bar the first two. I didn't realize like how if you think it's bad now, just give it another few minutes till we get further down the franchise, and then it's just fucking awful. The dream sequence when Alex is sitting on the bench at the tennis court, I did like that jump scare when she picks up the ball. I thought that was quite good. There's a scene in the Room of Gods. I thought that was great. There's actually, if you look closely, there's a Pazuzu statue in the room. I thought that was cool. Like you said before, I did kind of like the idea that they actually showed some things that are actual
the Sumerian
things.
statue is kind of cool. Like that's
I like
based on them a lot of times, right? The Anunnaki, these
and I feel like
off-worldly creatures.
They really could have leaned into that, and you could have made it like even more interesting. Now, look, I know obviously it's a 90-minute kind of like schlocky 90s horror movie, so they didn't want to lean too much into that, but you could make a really good movie there if you leaned into it.
Premise wise, you could go back in time and show them like in the desert by the pyramids or some shit and have like these Djinn controlling like them, the Anunnaki or whatever, right? And controlling some of the emperors and influencing them and all that type of stuff. It could like imagine like the Mummy, you know, meets like some sort of like Jupiter Ascending, like this like kind of like sci-fi horror kind of type film, you know? It could like if they did that now, it could be awesome.
I did write something down and I can't remember specifically what I was talking about now. Oh, that's it. Here, let me I'll bring this up for if you are viewing it on video, you'll be able to see it. But if you're not, you can just check out an image of it. It's the scene in the lab. So after he spawns out and he's not Vern Troyer anymore and he's like a full-size human, remember he's taking the dude's face.
Oh
he
yeah,
does that thing where he like takes their face so he can like assume the role of like a human or whatever.
Weird way to do it.
A kid comes in to as he's doing that, and like he's like, oh shit or whatever, and he's holding books.
What are you doing, mister?
I literally wrote, well, I say a kid, like he's like a teenager or whatever he is, or he's like he's in like high school or college or whatever. And all I wrote down was Sideshow Bob. Now I want people to tell me if you agree. What I was saying.
Billy with long hair?
That's instantly I was like Sideshow Bob. That actually does kind of look like Billy.
You know what's funny? When we were doing that episode about Aleister Crowley and stuff, people were bringing up how he looked like that guy from People Under the Stairs again. And Billy's like, shut the fuck up.
Oh god, I would take anything other than that because that guy is horrific looking.
I know.
Christ almighty. I do like Andrew Divoff as the Djinn, to be honest with you. I do think he plays quite a good like.
Does he play the costume and the shapeshifter?
I think so.
He does it like I think it could be a little better, but it's a goofy late 90s horror movie.
Yeah, well, this is
some of the voices he uses. I'm like,
and some of the stuff when he's the Djinn and he's going like, choose your wishes and all this. I'm like, that's a bit fucking much now. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know.
That's a little bit weird. I was like, you're getting a little bit parvy and weird there. I don't know if I like that or not.
Very cheesy. That's why I say it's cheesy.
Or might get it like they were trying to probably make him seem like kind of sneaky and like creepy. I'm like, all right, okay, relax though. It's a bit like so some of the way he pronounces some of the stuff, I'm like, okay.
Choose your wishes. I guess he is supposed to be like a snake-like creature.
I don't know what. Oh yeah, remember when he gets the new suit and the chick is like helping him fit it on, and he just turns her into a mannequin.
Yeah, isn't that the black chick? Everyone hates that, but like it's like that's what she right. We saw it in the pictures.
I know I've got shit for this before as well.
I know. It's like can't call people's ethnicities. It's wrong.
Kind
of funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wrote down when he gets his new suit and he changes the woman into a mannequin. I thought that was a funny touch. Again, a classic 90s like kind of thing. You wouldn't see that nowadays in the movie.
No, it's a weird movie. Funny. Mannequin.
Yeah.
The one with Elijah Wood, even.
Yeah.
I think. I love mannequins.
In I don't know what this. Oh yeah, in the police station when he takes over that guy. I thought the effects there were amazing. I don't know if I can get the images of this
Yeah,
when
you should
he
try to bring it up because I can't remember what you're
when he
talking
rips the guy's jaw off.
about. Mhm.
Because I didn't pull for all my notes. Like I didn't pull the images for every single one. I don't know if I can even get images for this. No, I can't. Like some of the special effects in this, and obviously it being Robert Kurtzman, you know, that's what he's noted for.
Mhm.
So I mean, he's not going to slump or whatever on showing that stuff. There we go. There. I thought
Oh
that was
yeah,
great. Like I love shit like that, man. Even though like you know
I
you could
know.
look at it and say, oh, it kind of looks a bit fake or whatever. I don't care. I love it. I love it.
I know you
Look at
do.
that. His tongue is like flopping out and shit.
I am on board with you. I love practical effects, especially when you're like, oh, like what the fuck? You know what I mean? And that's why I say it was a different time though. Because when I saw this stuff when I was a kid, I was like, whoa, that's fucked up. Nowadays, I'm like, you can clearly tell how like animatronic and like practical it is, but I like that about those movies in the 90s for that reason, right? It's just always interesting for me to watch movies, and there's some that I'll like really like and enjoy. Like a long time ago, me and Anton did we covered House.
Yeah.
And it's I think I can remember we watched House 1 or 2. Probably, I think it was the more absurd one. And it was just like I watched it House by myself the first time and I actually really liked it. It was kind of goofy and fun, and I like some of those, especially those '80s movies that I haven't seen. Like when I've never seen. We covered this for the people that don't know. Definitely go back. I think it's a really fun episode. It's like Sleepaway Camp. I don't think I ever saw that when I was younger, but then I was able to watch it as I got older, and I absolutely loved it. Of like a slasher film, especially from like how low budget it is. It's such a fun, weird, like perspective of like the killer. Like I actually really like that. And there's some movies that I watch at nowadays as an adult that I've never seen. I'm like, okay, I give it credence for what it was at the time, right? And like how it paved the way for weird movies like this. It's like, okay, we've done Freddy Krueger, we've done Jason Voorhees, hockey mask wielding maniac, machete wielding maniac. Now let's make a reptilian type creature that kills you with wishes. Without them, this never comes to be.
Yeah, like
Or
I did
Leprechaun.
love it. I love the plot device that he can pretty much be anybody. I thought that was very clever. They
Can
could
we get a
definitely
Leprechaun versus Wishmaster?
something I'm going to talk about shortly. But yeah, I did like the idea of that. I thought it was unique, and it kind of makes for interesting back and forth between characters. You could keep the audience guessing. I definitely think you could utilize that if you were to remake this, and it could be very
100%.
clever. I do absolutely love the look of the Djinn. I'll be
Yes, so
honest.
do I. Yeah.
The face and the face paint
In
and
this
stuff.
one, in the first one.
Yeah, the teeth, the red and yellow eyes.
Yeah.
Those like if you look, they actually spend time his like tentacle hair shit. They actually spent time. They made those robotic, so somebody was able to actually control them. If you look at their certain scenes, his tentacles are moving as he's talking,
like a snake, like Medusa.
Yeah, so they built that into it. I did.
I love his black lipstick.
Like I like the armor as well, like his outfit or whatever you want to call it. I did like his armor. I don't know. I just think it's a cool looking character. I don't care what anybody says. I love 90s schlock, and this is like the pinnacle of that, to be honest. When we get into his lair, I love that as well. The visuals there of all the trapped bodies, and like he's sitting on a throne and he has those like dog creatures or whatever. I did like that as well. There's a lot of cool imagery here, I think, considering that it's it's a, like you said, like a lowish
weird
budget
sometimes, so I'm not gonna lie.
90s movie or whatever. I still did enjoy a lot of the visuals.
Yeah, I brought up let's put like Wishmaster full monster.
I'll be honest.
It's like weird tattoos. He looks cross-eyed in this image.
some of the images, I don't know if they're from the first movie or not. I found out a lot, like they say they're from the
Oh, I
first movie
know.
and they're not.
Remember this? And which one? I think that's from the second one. So weird, man.
Yeah, I did love his lair.
He looks
Funny
like,
actually.
look at those, like, what's that guy? The guy in the background looks like he's from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah, I know. I love those movies as well. There's another thing I
Yeah, so
love.
do I.
Um,
Full body. Guess it really doesn't show you too much.
but yeah, I really do like those scenes where he's in his like.
His lair.
Yeah, I absolutely like love it. Like for example, let me just
I like when he's
this
in
up.
his lair.
Like that shit there. I don't care what anyone says. That's cool to me.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, I do. When he's sitting on that throne, man.
10-year-old boy is coming out.
Yeah, when he's sitting on that throne and like all that
I wish
stuff
I
around him,
could
I
sit
didn't.
on that throne.
I do actually. All that stuff around him, that's all black spandex that's stretched out and they just cut holes in it and put red lights behind it.
Oh, well, that's cool.
I was like, you know what? It actually works because obviously you don't sit there staring at it. It's all done like really quick.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't actually see that much of it. Yeah,
Weird.
I do love no matter what form, whether it's like the human or the monster form, he's like pretty menacing. Like he seems kind of conniving no matter what way. Whether
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
in
I
that
can agree with
form or he's
that.
like the human form, he kind of always smirking or he always kind of has that shit eating grin. I do think it was clever as well to have the same actor like do the human form and then do
Yeah,
the
because
makeup.
I feel like it'd be weird if they didn't. Not gonna lie.
Because
Imagine
as
they
we
did like
get
some robotic, like,
as we get further along in the franchise, we have two people playing.
I didn't know that, but
One
probably
plays the
because I wasn't
human.
really paying attention.
Yeah, one plays the human, one plays the monster, whatever. I thought the effects in this movie are, for me, what were the best part. I thought they were unique, they were unreal. Obviously, Robert Kurtzman is not going to allow the effects to look shit when he's like at the pinnacle of horror makeup.
Yeah, that's true.
I was looking up some of the stuff that you were saying about like jinns and things like that for people who are interested. So there's supernatural beings found in pre-Islamic Arabian mythology, created from
Arabian
smokeless fire. I
Night.
knew you were going to do that as well. Created from smokeless fire. They're said to be sentient. They have free will and can be good or bad. They exist in a parallel world, invisible unless they choose to reveal themselves. That's supposed to be like the actual lore.
Yeah.
They're diverse with their abilities and personalities. So there's some well-known types of jinns as well. I'm sure you probably know about a lot of these.
Me and Billy
I would
covered it 3 years ago, I think, at this point.
I would imagine that a lot of this is probably covered in a Strange Brew episode. If you do want to check that out, I can put it in the description down below. So we have the married Djinn, which is the most powerful and rebellious. It is considered the classic version of the Djinn, a wish-granting genie. There's the Ifrit, which is fiery, often associated with trickery and destruction. There is the ghoul, which is shape-shifting, known for preying on travelers and eating human flesh.
Nice.
Which I thought was quite interesting. And I do know there is another one. I didn't write down the name for some reason. I have Wicked Djinn related to demons and Satan. I don't know why I didn't get a name for
Well,
that
all
one.
the stories are just the same stories.
Yeah.
Over again.
Essentially. They were believed to inhabit deserts, ruins, and abandoned places, avoiding humans. Some folklore suggested they could fall in love with humans, form pacts, and take revenge if wronged. Here's an interesting one, right? You know the way we were always like, we kind of love the idea of like leprechaun in the hood and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So here's something I think you'll appreciate this now. And I had to actually, and I'm going to give the guy credit.
Right? I was gonna say, right? It's because I grew up watching Leprechaun that it's like in my heart more than this is, right? Where I'm like, I love those, like, I listened to the episode. I had so many fun times with me and my friends just laughing at those fucking movies.
So here's something that I want to see if you're going to yay or nay this idea. So on Reddit, there's a user called Nimble Patriot, right? I want to give
Okay.
him or her a shout out. They had a fantastic idea, right?
Yeah.
For another movie in the franchise. Now they didn't elaborate on like what the story would involve, but they just called it Wishmaster in the Hood, Djinn, as in DJINN,
Yeah.
and Juice.
That's awesome. Why couldn't we have that one? I would have watched that one.
You know, like I would watch that, to be honest.
Imagine the wishes. You know, imagine the wishes.
I know, right?
I won't say anything because all of a sudden we'll be canceled. But
I will say, this movie does sit atop my list of potential reboot ideas. If I'm honest,
I agree. I agree.
Lord of Illusions would be another one for me. I would love to see Andrew Divoff return as Wishmaster, but told more serious, like not do the goofy kind of like your wishes and do all that. No, be a bit more serious, like, and see what that would look like. I know Rob Kurtzman done an interview a few years ago with Bloody Disgusting, and they talked about different concepts for the original that were kind of taken out or changed.
Mm-hmm.
So like he was going to have all this tribe, like the actual character was going to have all this tribal scarring on him and like all these body modifications. He was going to have a headgear made of skull bones. I was looking at some of the drawings. One of them actually looks like Vecna from Stranger Things, to be honest.
Oh, weird.
This was another thing that I thought was weird. This is the last thing I wrote down for the movie. Towards the very end, there is some absolutely bizarre dialogue from the Djinn. All of a sudden, he says something along the lines of, "Fuck it. I say if you can't beat them, burn them, baby." I remember thinking, like, I know the movie as a whole is quite goofy, but it's weird. There's like a part there that we hit like over 3/4 through the movie where his dialogue just takes a complete nosedive, and I'm like, okay, you were leaning into the goofiness, but now you've gone like it's not even self-aware anymore. It's like, what is this?
That's what I'm like, it's so cringy. Some of the parts, the dialogue, like the kills, like it is like for what it is what it is, but it's still a pretty cringy horror movie on face value, right? If I were to like show someone nowadays, like if I were to show Billy this movie, he would just laugh at it. He'd think it's ridiculous, right? I'm like, yo, check out this movie. We sat there, we had a beer, we watched it. He was like, what? He'd be like, what the fuck am I watching? You know?
Yeah. I could understand that. I would definitely, like, I know I'll definitely watch this again at some point.
So I'll give it, we'll start off out of, I don't even know, man. Out of 10 Aladdin lamps.
Nice.
How many rubs would you give it?
Out of 10.
I'll you want me to say mine first? I'll give it a fucking 4.
I was going to say like a 5 and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
5.5.
Maybe just because I will watch it again. That's
maybe a 6 if I was really, really, really going to push it for like nostalgia. But I would say somewhere around 5.5. Okay, so we've covered the original. So then somebody thought it would be a great idea in 1999 to release a direct-to-video sequel called Wishmaster 2 Evil Never Dies, which is also a dark fantasy horror film and a sequel to the 1997 film Wishmaster.
I got to admit, though, go look up Mr. Hyde, Evil Never Dies. It is a great song.
It was released on March 12th on TV, and then it was released on DVD on August 17th, 1999, and it was bundled with the first movie. It had a budget of half of what the original had at 2.5 million. So
I could clearly tell.
Not so great, I guess you could say. Yeah, I don't know. So this story, the evil Djinn is awakened by a female thief, Morgana, during a botched robbery. He takes credit for the crime, letting himself be put into prison so that he can offer twisted wishes to prisoners in return for their souls. In his quest to collect 1001 souls and begin the apocalypse.
Yeah.
I mean, again, quite generic. It's campy, it's tongue in cheek. It is entertaining to a degree if you know what you're getting into. Like, it's very, very goofy.
Yeah,
It's
the
very
guy
out
at the
there.
beginning is like, I wish I was never born. Like,
It's like,
that guy's got some fucking issues. And then he's like, oh, and he goes into like, I thought that was interesting, but so dumb. How he like, oh, and it's like, he's like, I think he gets shot or something like that. And then the thieves are trying to steal some stuff from whatever, that museum. And he's like, I wish I was never born. And then you see him like go like to a teenager to like a baby, and then he disappears. And it's like, that guy clearly has some fucking issues.
yeah, I don't know. It's so this was directed by a guy called Jack Shoulder, who I thought this was quite interesting from listening to the commentary. He was offered the original and turned the original down. So then, for some reason, he thought it'd be a good idea to fucking make the sequel. So I didn't like the idea of the original so much that I didn't direct it. So I thought it'd be a great idea to wait till someone else makes it and then make a sequel to that movie I didn't want to direct in the first place.
Why? Like, is it because he wasn't getting any?
Well, he did actually say that. Then he was like, well, you know what? The well was drying up, so gotta make Wishmaster.
I got nothing else to do. I need to make some money, honey.
You know what? And I do like when someone says that. He also had written and directed Alone in the Dark, that 1980s movie, slasher movie. That's quite good. He directed Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And he also
directed the gayest horror movie ever.
And he also directed Arachnid, that spider movie from 2001.
Is that with David Arquette? No, that was
Arachnophobia, wasn't it? No, that's there's like shitloads. They're all like the same movie. There's a cool collection. So that kind of tells you the kind of realm we're putting this in. So you have Pumpkinhead 2, Leprechaun, Wishmaster 1, and Wishmaster 2. This movie was originally
the cover is cool.
Yeah, I will say that.
Cover.
Yeah, evil never dies. Yeah. Evil has been summoned again. Not as clever as the first one, but okay. This was originally due to go theatrical, and a change of management caused it to go direct to video. So originally this was going to come out in theaters.
I'm not going to lie. I don't have much good things to say about this. There is some very memorable scenes. Do you want me to get into one of them?
Sure, go for it.
The jail kill is weird. Some of the kills in these movies are creative, but when the lawyer is fucking himself, it's the stupidest shit.
I know. Yeah,
I've never seen something so dumb, but it also made me laugh where he's sitting there and he's like, yeah, I wish my lawyer would just go fuck himself. And he's like, wish granted or whatever, right? And then he goes in, he's sitting there, he's like, your lawyer's here. And then his legs break backwards, and then he's like literally fucking himself. It is the weirdest, like, clever, sure, creative, sure, fucking weird, absolutely. Like, that is the craziest scene to put in a movie of, like, I've never seen something like it where they make it, like, literal of the guy fucking himself.
Yeah, the only thing I will say, right, so I did actually have that down. I said the scene with the prisoner and the lawyer or whatever, when he wished him to go fuck himself, and then he literally goes and fucks himself. I was like, the one thing I'll appreciate about this is you will never see that in the movie ever again.
No, never. Like that too, where he's like, and it's like, it's for like 10 minutes, man.
And the prisoner dude was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man?
He's just like, what do you think I'm doing?
And I wouldn't mind if you look at that scene, the prison guard is literally standing like this. He's not even like, he's not doing anything. He's not saying anything. He's not making any expression. He's just like that. Like he doesn't know he's being
those twins behind that.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah. Strange.
Also, another thing that I forgot to mention about the first movie. So every time Andrew Divoff is on screen, he doesn't blink ever at all.
Is he a reptilian himself? Look at his ears. He has like elf ears.
And his face is quite weird, right?
I know.
It's not just me that feels like his face is odd.
Is weird. It's odd. Oh, I was going to say about that. I was like, the guy crucified is funny.
So I can deal with it only for the fact that the green screening on it is fucking dreadful.
The only reason why I think these movies are even worth watching is because it is a fun movie. Like at some point, if we could ever do a watch long, even for Patreon, I think it'd just be worth it for the aspect of they are fun and they are ridiculous.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
these are the movies you watch with your homies. It's for fun. Like, oh yeah, when the chick's like shitting out coins because she's like a slot machine.
I will say, like, these first two movies, like, I have to say, I do kind of enjoy. I thought the practical
Creative
effects again were
kills and
great.
weird. Yeah.
The practical effects were great. The shot when the guy wishes he was out of a cell, and the Djinn grants it by literally pulling him through the bars, and he's being like torn to shreds.
Yeah.
I miss that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
in movies.
yeah. That was a good scene. You know what I also realized too? Technically, the guy saying he wished he was never born would have undone the heist, and the movies wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been a movie, right? Because technically, he wouldn't have been part of the heist, so it
So
wouldn't have gone
yeah,
on. These
so
movies aren't thought through. They're not.
yeah,
very
no, I did write
thought
down
out.
something about that though. I can't remember exactly where in my notes that I wrote this down, but so I seen people bringing that up, right? And um, so technically, there's some sort of lore that they explain at some point around the Djinn where if you make a wish that directly tries to like undo whatever or causes harm to the Djinn or sends him
You
back.
learned from the first one. Don't let the drunk guy drive the crane.
It's yeah, but it's something to do with that where your wish can't directly affect the Djinn.
So weird.
So that's how he's able to twist your wish back on you again. So you can't go like, well, I wish you were fucking dead. I wish you weren't here and all that
Yeah.
stuff. That doesn't work. He's able to like twist it back on you. So that's
Well,
the
even
only
that
rule with the wishes.
he definitely plays no rules when it comes to his wishes. There is no rules. He kind of just like I can do.
Oh, he just
whatever
makes
I
up
want.
whatever. Yeah, he just does whatever. He's like, yeah, I'm just
So
gonna
many
make
wishes
it
do
down.
not make sense. He just twists them. Like when he does the casino thing, it just twisted out of like nothing. And then I did write the old lady pissing out gold coins is funny. Oh yeah, and he's like freeze, and then he freezes the top.
He freezes him.
Oh man. Jesus.
Yeah, it has that like
movies,
90s style in as well. I could feel the nostalgia of the time. I do love watching movies from this time period, to be honest. I've recently been rewatching Tales from the Dark Side, and I'm halfway through the Tales from the Dark Side movie. Dude, we have to cover that at some point. That movie is
I don't
so
think I've ever
fucking
seen
good.
that.
I just interviewed the director today. That movie is so much fun.
Tales
From
of the
nine,
Dark Side.
yeah, it's from 1990. George Romero and all them guys. So good, man. Definitely the practical effects and Andrew
Wow, I
Divoff,
don't think I've
though.
ever seen these.
Oh, fantastic. The practical effects, yeah, and Andrew Divoff are the
Is
best
this a
parts of this
show?
movie for me. It's a show,
Oh,
and there was a movie made as well. It's a show as
Huh.
well.
How have I never seen this? Weird.
The Morgana, the chick, whatever the main chick in this.
Yeah,
when
that's
she's,
such a dumb name for her.
I know,
Like,
yes, stupid, fucking stupid.
Morgana.
When she's looking up like the Persian mythology, I thought
Do
it
you
was
think
really
her mom
funny.
smoked weed?
Again, yeah, probably. Again, when they bring up like the screen of her computer or whatever, and it has like that really weird web browser thing, and it's like
Oh, man.
Web Zap Services Incorporated is like the browser she's using. She's researching something called Ahura Mazda, which is a divine. This is based on a real thing, supposedly. It's a divine being from old Iranian religion. In the film lore, it says that his shadow contains all that was dark, symbolizing the duality of good and evil, and is known as the keeper of the stone of the secret fire, which is the red jewel that the Wishmaster is trapped in or whatever.
Weird, yeah.
So there was like little kernels of like cool ideas about lore and backstory, and then they just kind of gloss over and go, yeah, let's go back to the weird, goofy thing again.
Yeah, it is. Oh, man, I don't know. These movies are just kind of ridiculous, right? Like even and they especially the further we get along down this road, they keep pushing it more and more, and it becomes more and more ridiculous and more low budget. And
Oh yeah, well they're just having them and having them and having them. I did like the idea of her doing the rituals to like cleanse her soul, because someone that's only
yeah,
pure of heart can like banish him back to his eternal prison.
of
Um,
course.
I wrote down his smirk. I do like his smirk throughout the movie. I'll be honest. I can't lie.
That's that guy looks
Um,
like Dave Chappelle. He's
yeah.
in a ton of movies and shows, and he looks just like Dave Chappelle. Yeah,
Um,
I didn't see him in this. Weird.
that guy's name is
He was on a show where me and my wife literally
yeah.
thought it was Dave
Because
Chappelle.
I used to always like look at him and I'd be like, oh, Sticky Fingers.
Yeah, it kind of does look like that. Shit.
So he's a
That's
character
racist.
actor.
They don't all look the same.
He's known as Bokeem Woodbine.
What a
I couldn't
name.
figure out where I knew him from, right? I was like, there's that dude that's like in shit that I know. And what did I see him
Yeah.
in most recently? You know what you saw him in most recently, if you've seen it. If you haven't, obviously you haven't. But he played Shocker in Spider-Man Homecoming
Oh yeah, definitely.
with Michael Keaton. Remember Michael Keaton as Vulture?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
definitely.
that's
And
what I remember.
He's also in like True Detective or
Oh yeah,
something
he's
else.
been in loads of stuff. I think he's in like all those weird like NCIS and CSI, and he's been in like he's literally been in everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Dave
fair play.
Chappelle's doppelganger.
Fair play. I do like that. The I did like the where am I gone now this time? I do like the dynamic of the Djinn in the sense that he only really this was something they talked about in the commentary, which again I feel like doesn't come across in the movie, but clever. So the dynamic of the Djinn in the sense that he only really hurts you if you allow it, so to speak. So if you're a weak person, he uses who you really are against you. So like getting you to make a wish and whatever, and knowing that like you're weak minded, he's able to like twist you into allowing him to hurt you. So he doesn't actively just do things, just like he doesn't just walk up to people and go, hey, I'm just gonna like stab you in the head for no reason.
Yeah.
It's like he's like using their personality against them and like the worst parts of them. But I feel like it just obviously because it's so goofy, it doesn't translate at all.
Interesting. I think Billy would drown in a vat of beer or something.
The shower jump scare, I thought that was good as well, where she's like it's real old school scare, like, but when she's like in the shower and then she looks and it's like the blurred shower curtain and he's just like on the other side of it.
So dumb.
So dumb, like, but I was like, classic, a classic
I know.
horror trope. I love it. The production design is really nice. I thought her loft apartment, the prison, the casino.
Yeah. I guess you. Yeah. I guess you could say that. Like the scenes, like the settings in the film were like, I think kind of clever. Like they were interesting, and at least they were trying to put some money into doing that aspect of it. But like, I don't know, the way it's filmed and the way it looks and the all of it kind of reminds me it should be like it's like it's like a TV show movie.
Yeah,
You know
kind
what
of.
I mean?
Yeah, it
It
has a
should be
weird
on
like
TV.
Lifetime kind of
Yes.
movie kind of feeling.
It's just a weird way they shot it. And
I did look up actually because when I thought the production design was quite good for considering how low budget it was, I was like, let me find out who done the production design. So it was done by a guy named Alfred Soule, who actually directed a pretty famous cult horror movie called Alice, Sweet Alice. And he also wrote that movie.
Sounds so familiar.
If you look up the cover, the artwork, instantly you'll go, oh, that movie. Alice, Sweet Alice is the name of the movie. But yeah, he wrote and directed that movie, and he's also the production designer for, do you remember Halloween Town?
Yeah. I love those.
He was the production designer for those movies as well.
If we could do it, if we could do a deep dive on that.
Yeah.
It'd be
100%. This Halloween, that's going to be our thing.
It would be kind of cool. I just like it's so nostalgic and fun.
It is 100%. I don't know, people won't be able to see this, but there's the cover for Alice, Sweet Alice.
Couldn't just bring it up on screen.
I know, I'm just too lazy to type it in. I can't really. You can see the chick is like the killer. Looks like that.
Oh yeah. I remember. I feel like I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, he wrote and directed that movie.
That's cool.
I just thought that was kind of an interesting Easter egg there. It's funny actually to see the inmates in like the jean jacket, like denim. They're not in like those
like
orange
what?
jumpsuits or whatever. They're in like the jean jacket things. I thought that was kind of weird.
Is that like a thing? It's like
I mean, I guess. There's another character.
the whole idea is they're supposed to look the same.
there's another character actor in this as well. This guy here, who is
Oh
a
yeah.
man by the name of Tom Lister Jr., who plays the prison officer Tiny. A very good character actor as well.
Mhm.
Some of you may know him
Speaking of
as
Little Nicky.
Debo in
Oh
Friday.
yeah. He's riding
He
the
plays
tricycle.
Winston in Jackie Brown, and he was also the WWF superstar Zeus,
Huh, weird.
who fought
And he's
Hulk
in Little
Hogan.
Nicky. Like, get in
Oh,
the
is he?
I'm
I
gonna
didn't
hit
even
you
know he
with the
was in.
shovel or whatever. It's him and the brother, remember?
Oh, I didn't even put two and two
Yeah,
together there.
it's like
Wow.
Little Nicky, and then he's one of the brothers for some strange reason.
Uh, oh yeah, he is too. Yeah, weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
isn't
like
that funny?
there. Look,
Weird.
I actually never realized that
Look
was
at his
him.
fun costume. What? Yeah, he is definitely a cross-eyed too.
He embraces that shit as well. He had some big match with Hulk Hogan years ago. That was like the thing.
Oh, that's hilarious. And this
Um,
Zeus shaved head. Yeah, like his eye is mad. Like he looks
yeah,
like Forrest Whitaker. I guess he has to embrace it, especially for like
yeah. I mean, I
movies like
guess.
Friday. Why not? He's gonna unibrow. Why is it like so
Oh
weird?
yeah, and he also died.
Make me look ridiculous. Oh, he's dead. That's sad.
Yep, he died 5 years ago. Dude, that's fucking grim. For fuck's sake, fucking scumbag. Oh my god, that was all Tom. Scum of the earth. Oh my god, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't think the director of this, Jack Shoulder, I don't think he got offered the sequels, but he did say that they had planned to make 2 sequels. So this was the funny thing. So he found out while they were making this film that they had already planned. They didn't know what the stories were going to be, but they had planned 2 more.
Why do they do this shit?
And
We'll
right,
talk
the
about it when we get
studio,
to
wait,
it.
hear this now, right? They didn't offer him the job, I don't think, but they said to him, oh yeah, we're going to make 2 more sequels after this. And they said that they're going to make 2 more sequels back to back for half the budget of what they gave this one movie. They were going to make 2 movies for half of that. So they were going to get 750,000 each. So number 1 had 5
Just
million.
pump them out, make me my money, bitch. Like what?
Number 1 had 5 million, right?
Yeah.
Didn't do so well. Number 2 had 2.5 million, done less well. So they thought the best thing to do was give the next 2 movies 700 grand each, and somehow they'll make money.
So crazy.
Terrible idea.
I don't know. Like I don't have. I think all these movies are kind of ridiculous, but the second one is at least better than the third one.
Oh yeah, 100%. The makeup design again in this one was decent. It was underrated, I think. It's up there with some of the best horror makeups, I think. The casino was actually a department store that was turned into a casino.
Interesting.
So,
it does look smaller than a casino.
So yeah, well, supposedly if you look at the shots, which is not something you do when you're watching a movie normally, but if you watch that scene over and over again, you see the same like 4 slot machines and the same blackjack table and the same thing over and over again. They just shot it from different, so it looks like they're walking through and walking through.
So weird. I guess it makes sense to do it like that.
I mean, it's clever.
You gotta be smart.
Yeah, well, they had fucking no money. It's crazy as well to think that in 1999 the CGI shots in this were considered good, and even the director says it. He said, like, when we put the CG shots in this, like, this was considered like, you know, cutting edge shit that we were doing.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's crazy now, because he was like, a 16-year-old with a laptop in his bedroom like could literally create better graphics than what we.
I know, that is crazy. It is. That's why I thinking earlier how much technology has changed in like those computers. It's like beep boop translating. 7 hours later, you get like the translation of some Aramaic text from back in the day or whatever, right? And then there's like you have like the ability to literally ask like AI anything, not that's going to tell you the truth, but I'm able to create any image or whatever and be like, create this image for me, and it'll do it. It's just like, imagine what I always say is, imagine what the technology they are hiding from us.
I know, right? I did. So another thing I noticed while I was watching this, and I don't know if you'll agree with me here, right? But the scene where I don't know if this is a sign of like the time period or the era, but the scene where Morgana and the priest dude are facing off with the Djinn in the casino.
Yeah.
And you remember, doesn't she say something like,
Get away from me,
Oh.
gay boy.
And then she goes like, "Oh, go to hell." And then he's like, "Ha ha ha, go to hell." But your
I'm already there.
Your wishes. And then he brings her to hell, which is clever, right?
So,
Haha,
yeah.
funny, cool, right?
Yeah.
But
Is
before
it
that
clever?
point, they're in like some weird casino room thing, remember? And like her and the priest are on one side of the room and the Djinn is on the other. And they're having this weird, like, nothing's happening. He's not attacking them. They're not trying to do anything. They're just like talking at each other. And it felt very like I wrote down like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and all 90s TV shows, I feel like had this scene in every episode where Buffy would like square up to like whatever villain from that episode, but they wouldn't actually be fighting yet. They'd be just like talking about like, well, buddy, if you don't go back to the Shadow Realm, I'm going to have to roundhouse kick you. And then he'd go, ha ha ha, roundhouse kicks can't do anything to me. And then she'd be like, yeah, but I'll karate chop you. And he'd go, ha ha ha, karate chops. I don't care about that. And like, if you actually watch that scene, I'm like, what?
That's why I said it looks like a 90s like show. It doesn't look like a movie.
Just go straight to hell. Don't
I
have
know.
that conversation. Why are you talking?
Just fight.
Just do something else. Like
Mortal Kombat would have not liked that. They want you to get right into that fighting.
The hell scene was, I mean,
cheesy,
not badly shot considering how low budget it was. It was super cheesy, like, but I mean, it could have been a million times worse. I feel like. I didn't like when he was crucified. I thought this the green screen on that just looked like dog shit.
It made me laugh so hard. I was
and
like,
he's like up like this, and he's going,
oh.
He's not even acting it well. I'm like, wow,
so
this is
terrible. What are we doing, man?
And you know what? That's the worst part about putting people in those early days of green screen.
Yeah,
I think actors had no context as to how CG was actually going to work at the time. So when they were told to, you know, that dude was probably told to get right, you're on a crucifix, and you're burning, and you're being stabbed, and you're being tortured, and whatever. So just act that way. And like in 1998, you probably have no fucking concept. You're like, what? So you're going like, oh, I'm dying. And then when they superimpose you onto that, it just looks fucking dreadful.
I know, it looks terrible, man. I thought it was funny though. It gave me a good chuckle, so that's good.
Oh yeah. Casino scene was fun when he locked all the people in and they were getting attacked by like coins and like the balls off the fucking roulette table and all.
Pissing out coins is funny.
And then I literally just I ended my notes as abruptly as the movie ends. I just went, ending was all right, I suppose, for a subpar movie. Fairly unremarkable, to be honest. Don't even really remember what just happened. Seems to end abruptly.
It's pretty awful.
Pretty much.
That's why I was like, I don't really know what to say about this movie, and it's gonna get worse as we go.
Oh yeah,
because it gets fucking horrible.
How many gold coins are you gonna give this one out of 10?
I'm gonna give it 1 shekel.
Wow, I'm gonna give this one 5.
Trimmed off the corners though, hence why we have those ridges on coins, is because certain people with tiny little hats used to just shave off the sides of it. So I'm gonna give it one of those coins.
Tiny little hats
that they shaved off.
Oh god.
So it's not even a 1, it's like half of 1. Because I stole
it. Yeah, I'll give it like a 4.5 or a 5. It's like okay for me.
That's crazy. You didn't even give it that. It's okay. I'll give it like a 3.5.
No, the reason I'm giving it that now, I'm including like
because
just how
if you would watch it with your homie, is that like
because we would watch this and laugh. I know we would.
I agree.
That's enough for me.
That chick pissing out coins made me laugh pretty hard because she's like, I'm rich, bitch. Speaking of Dave Chappelle.
You know, I do like that. So then, right, after the raving success of those two movies, because they went so well, we get Wishmaster 3, Beyond the Gates of Hell, also known as Wishmaster 3, Devil's Stone in the United Kingdom. This is a 2001 American fantasy horror film directed by Chris Angel. No, not who you're thinking of. And starring Jason Connery and AJ Cook. It is the 3rd installment in the franchise. Although John Novak replaces Andrew Divoff as the Djinn in the movie, it was the 2nd direct-to-video sequel in the franchise, and it was filmed in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Oh, Canada! It's Winnipeg. It's
no wonder it's garbage.
Doesn't look like Canada anymore.
Canadian.
The both films 3 and 4 were shot in 16 days.
which is you can tell.
Crazy, dude.
You can tell though. You can
Yeah, I
tell.
know.
Yeah, directed by Chris Angel. He also directed The Fear Resurrection.
Line
and
freak. Sorry.
Mr. October. He's best known probably as an editor for many different documentaries, nothing to do with
Dude, the
horror.
Djinn looks so bad in this.
Andrew Novak replaces the amazing Andrew Divoff, as it seems, as the Djinn. Andrew Novak is also in Darkman 3, Phantom of the Megaplex, which I would fucking love to cover on the show. Look up Phantom of the Megaplex. You'll love that shit.
Is that Disney movie?
Yeah.
It's like a YTV movie? I feel
Love
like
it.
I remember that. Okay.
And he was also most recently in Home Sweet Home Alone.
Jesus.
Yeah, go away. Dirt. So I'm going to start off by saying, if you even watch the trailer for this movie, you can tell straight away that the production value is considerably lower. Like, unbelievably low. Like, to the point where when I watched the trailer, I went, I'm not sure I can sit through this movie.
Can I be honest?
You didn't.
No, I didn't. I watched the whole thing about both 3 and 4 because I couldn't stomach. I tried to watch it.
I watched this twice.
Wow, dude.
I watched it with the
Bring up some of the images. Let me show you
with
some.
the commentary track and without the commentary track.
This looks frightening, doesn't it? Very scary horror movie. Totally
Dude,
not low budget.
This movie is fucking now, right? I try, right?
way they
Hold on,
made it
right?
look.
I try, right,
Oh,
a
it's
lot
so bad.
to like see the good in things, right? And I
Yeah,
don't
me
like
too,
shitting
I
on stuff
try.
because I've never made a movie, so it's very hard for me to sit here on a high horse and say, "Well, it's fucking garbage, and you didn't do this, and you didn't that," because I haven't a clue, right? But when I say this movie is fucking garbage, I mean this movie is absolutely
Fucking terrible.
I
like-
literally wrote, wow, definitely more low budget. Wishmaster looks like garbage. Look at those ears.
Oh, what are those? What are those, man? Why does he have those big goofy earlobes that are hanging down?
I know. That's my
And he has that
grandfather
goofy
literally
ass
had
face.
the
Like, he looks
exact same
retarded.
earlobes. He looks stupid, man.
He's the guy that goes to school.
awful,
He
'cause
goes
I
to hell on the small bus.
Dude, yeah, he does. I think I tried to watch the third one, and then I was like, I can't. This is so dumb. I think I was skimming through it, where I'm like, okay, where does this go? Okay, where does he come up? And I said, this is awful. The wishes are out of control and ridiculous. The movie contradicts itself. So cheesy, especially this trash fight scene, the demon and the douchebag angel warrior.
I'm gonna have to go score start on this.
It's so bad, dude. It's like he gets this
just-
gay sword and like,
So
oh,
it's
I'm gonna
just
kill the
like
demon.
so not only did they recast the Djinn, obviously,
It's so
uh,
bad.
he doesn't look anything the same.
Look
He
at even
doesn't
the picture. Look at the picture even on the cover of the DVD. It looks terrible.
doesn't look menacing at all. Just looks goofy. And then even
Evil
the guy,
feeds off your wishes.
the guy that they used, if you go there where they're tending to his wounds, it's up in the top. Or the two guys there talking. Look, he's like talking to him, and
Oh yeah, it's so bad, dude.
so the blonde guy, the English guy with the English accent,
Mhm.
yeah, him. Like, he's supposed to be like the human form or whatever of the Djinn. Okay, doesn't look anything as like creepy or unsettling as Andrew Divoff. Has an English accent which just doesn't fit either, and is just goofy. I actually wrote this down. The dude who's supposed to be taken over by the Djinn and playing the human version, the professor or whatever he is,
Yeah, it's so
he
bad.
plays like a really bad and goofy ass Doctor Who episode from the early 2000s. This was what this movie felt like to me. I was like, this is like some weird Doctor Who, like BBC.
It seems like, a shitty Buffy episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many. How many episodes of Buffy was there? And this is just like
Rejected
thrown
Buffy
together
idea.
with low budget, terrible makeup. Like what is he looks
Right?
like
So he looks like that, right? Now, I did write down that the practical effects were still quite good in parts, but his makeup is just.
What's with the giant ears, man? It just
I
makes
don't know.
him look like awful.
I can't help but keep looking at him.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I
said, oh my god, the blow me wish is corny as fuck. whenever
Yeah,
that
terrible.
happened.
The shot at the start of the university in the opening when she goes up on the roof, that's the
Yeah, yeah.
university in Manitoba. I did actually like that shot.
Interesting.
It kind of made the setting feel quite like big. The professor flirting with the lead actress was creepy. Was there a
I
reason
said
that
that. I thought that too.
was there a reason that this trope got used so much in movies at that time? Weird.
Yeah, I know. Probably because it was actually happening.
Yeah, that's literally when I wrote that down instantly. I thought of you saying that. That's like weird deja vu.
We just did Cry Wolf, and that was like literally
Yeah,
part of that entire movie,
same
man.
shit. Yeah.
And then, I told you about the stories of the people I knew.
Do you know what he reminds me of as
Megan
well?
Ho.
And his voice. I said the voice and the look of the Djinn was like some bad villain character from Stargate TV show.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like a YTV, if people who know what that is, like kind of family channel, like scary movie they would make around Halloween, where they just had
Shit,
maybe a couple $1,000 to throw at it, and it's terrible. I don't have many things to say about this film. The ending when the demon and the douche angel warrior were fighting is literally one of the worst scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah, John Connery, I think is his name, who played the professor, and then he was like taken over by the Djinn. I just had to write down he is fucking garbage, like just outright garbage. And I don't even know if I can say it's just the material. He's garbage. The two women rubbing the professor down while they were topless, and then they attack him. That scene was actually.
I actually like that scene.
Yeah, I did actually like that. There's a lot of titties in this movie, actually, which I did quite enjoy. That's a lot of nice ones, so that was good. The scene of the Djinn cutting the professor's face off with his nail, that was quite
I
well
actually
done.
have to watch this whole movie.
He gets his big long dirty nail and he like peels it around his face and then peels it off and puts it on him.
It's probably because I breezed through this one, then I watched a YouTube thing about it, so that's probably why I didn't get to see the titties.
Yeah, there's a lot of titties in this.
I just want to show you this while we're terrible, but it's just to bring it back to the first one. This is the picture. Look how terrible this looks. That's the Kane.
Yeah, it's just god awful. That's like the worst thing in the whole franchise, nearly for me. I'm like, get that away.
It looks terrible. It's so crazy how they're like, well, we need to keep making these and make another one. Make 2 in 16 days. That sounds like a smart idea.
I put down, I'll be honest, the only redeeming quality is the makeup and practical effects on the kills. Other than that, this movie is god awful. Shot in 16 days back to back with number 4, which you can tell.
Scenes I missed. Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, like you said, shot in 16 days back to back with number 4. Just terrible. Here's another thing, right? Which has been a long time. I listened to a lot of commentary tracks and I always enjoyed them.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down commentary track is fucking unbearable. Not funny at all.
Movies.
The director and the actors try to be funny throughout the whole commentary track with all these cringy in jokes and sexual innuendos that just doesn't come off funny. It comes off creepy. Which is exactly like I had a hard time getting through the commentary track. I was like, because I'm wanting to find out like maybe little Easter eggs or shit that people never heard of before. And like I was having a hard time listening to it. So here's something interesting, right? That people might not know about this. So Andrew Divoff, who played the Djinn, obviously in the first 2 movies, he was supposed to come back for number 3. Mm-hmm. He had even written a script for the movie called Wishmaster: The Third Millennium. The story would have revolved around the panic surrounding Y2K.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
The script opened with an American warship getting... Now, this sounds really weird and bizarre to me. His script opened with an American warship getting struck by a missile in Asia, while a meeting at the UN had been interrupted by creatures coming to life and tearing the crowd apart. He said in an interview he put a lot of time and care into it. The studio hated the idea, saying it was too expensive and too ambitious. When they showed him the script that they chose, he just walked off the project. He was like, this is garbage. I'm not doing this. If you think my idea is garbage, this is just god awful. I'm gone.
So he was supposed to be in the third one and was like, fuck this.
Yeah, when they showed him the thing, he was like, "Wow, garbage! I'm not doing that." I wrote down the church and religion setting is old and tired at this point. To be
Yeah, I
honest,
agree.
like doing that thing, I'm like, stop doing that. Stop copying every other movie that does the fucking church altar and religious thing. Like you done that in number 2 as well with the fucking priest. I don't want to be back doing that again. Too many. Again, right? I love titties. Right? I love women.
I
Love
was
you,
just
women.
looking at those.
Any women listening, love you. These are great, but there is way too many pointless and useless sexual innuendos. It's
That's
actually
probably the
boring.
only reason why they're like, oh, we can afford this a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's just boring though. Like I'm all for titties and nudity and stuff, but like this was just boring. I was like, wow, why does this keep happening? This is like,
That's what I said. I tried to watch the third one, and then it literally was boring me. So I was like, you know what? I'll watch a YouTube video and let it explain it to me.
there is a scene when a chick pukes up her own guts, which is quite good. You
Mhm.
actually get to see her puke her own insides out all over the floor and into her hands, which is
Oh,
quite
nice.
interesting.
That's fun.
So right, okay. So here's something interesting, right? So she wishes for Archangel Michael to come and help her, and the Wishmaster grants it. Now, am I right in saying isn't that against the lore? I thought that he wouldn't grant anything that directly put him in danger.
Yeah.
So if he wouldn't grant anything that put him in danger, why would he allow her to have help from Archangel Michael?
I know, right?
That makes no sense. So
That's why I said the movie contradicts itself.
the church fight is fucking
Terrible.
garbage. Oh my god, the editing is off. Like they didn't even try to edit out. There's parts where they're swinging, right? He's like swinging
Yeah.
that stick thing or whatever he has, and I'm like, he is literally like 15 feet away from the dude, but the dude is ducking. I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
like jumping back and stuff. I'm like, he's not even near you. You don't actually have to move because he's not anywhere near you.
It's so
It
bad.
just looks, and then like they get the Djinn to run. There's one part where he like he runs up the fucking middle of the church and he like does he like spear the guy or something? And the priest goes like, oh, and he's like flying through the air like this. Oh my god, how bad is that?
I saw most of that scene and it's god awful. Hence why I wrote how bad it was. So I'm like, this is like the cringy, and the guy that's playing the Archangel is so douchey.
Oh, it's
I don't like
dreadful.
any of the actors in this movie. It's so bad.
I really hate the professor guy, the blonde guy. I hate him so much. And he even sounds like a dick as well on the commentary, like the actual actor. I'm like, wow, you're annoying. We get a scene with a girl getting her head bitten by lab rats in a cage. Wow, great. Oh, look, another Djinn versus Michael fight. Car crashes similar to the lead chick's parents or something, replicating. Oh my god, my parents died in a car crash. No one gives a fuck. That happens. Right. In the end, for people that just sum this up, if you
In
don't
the
ever have to watch
end,
this
it
movie,
doesn't even matter.
literally, right? In the end, Diana's attempt to commit suicide by jumping off a building gives her the ability to use St. Michael's sword, right? Which I don't understand. I don't know why her committing suicide would have anything to do with being able to use the sword.
Yeah, because that's against
Kills the Djinn, but
Catholicism.
is fatally injured by the fall. St. Michael, this is now, lads, this is word for word, everybody. This is word for word what happens. So she impales him on the sword and they both fall, and like she's like fatally injured. Saint Michael reappears and heals her and then returns to heaven. Diana can finally tell her boyfriend she loves him and move on with her life.
Oh
The
my
end.
god, it's so bad.
Garbage.
I'm gonna give this literally a 0.
I'm giving this a 0. I think it's the first movie on the show that we've ever given a 0. This is getting a 0. This is like,
I feel like I gave something a -3 once, and you were like, "I'll give it like a 2." I can't remember what that was, but I was like, I thought it was terrible. I don't know what that was.
Is fucking,
this is worse.
Oh my good lord, this is fucking.
I don't even know what to say about like Wishmaster 4 even, because I was like, this looks so awful, terrible, low budget. Why even make it the same big-eared, terrible looking genie? God, it looks like a terrible 90s miniseries. The Djinn looks like my grandpa before he died.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, the
when the old
hunter and
dudes get
demon
those
fight
big
is
ass
god
ears.
awful. And I wrote that last bottom. I'll never watch these again.
I'll never watch 3 and 4 ever again
Never,
in my
never.
entire life. Ever,
It's
ever,
so
ever.
terrible. It's not. It was not even worth like, oh, let's have a joke and a fun. It does look like a terrible mini series. Like I said, something you would see on like YTV, something that you just watch because the TV's on or whatever. And it's like so fucking terrible. Yeah, like it's. I don't know. I don't even know what to
So,
say
yeah.
about this
So
movie.
what we're talking about, everybody, is Wishmaster 4. The Prophecy Fulfilled is the name of it. Again, it's directed by Chris Angel. It was filmed back to back with the number 3.
Freak.
There is a special feature, right?
The cover looks so cool on the like the one cover that they try to like. The other covers look trash. I'll bring them up, but it's like
the
oh, man.
There's a special feature, right?
How'd you do 2 movies in 16 days?
On the
like this looks cool. Like the cover looks cool. This one does. This one does not. This one looks absolutely
it looks like some
terrible.
weird like
It looks like, you know, when like they
movie.
had Fat Hellraiser. I actually didn't watch that movie, but I kind of want to just for fun. But you know when they had Fat Hellraiser, it's like the same thing. Like what happened to him?
Yeah, it's just
That's
not
so
good.
bad.
It's not good. But yeah, like I was saying, right? So there's a special feature on the Vestron video Blu-ray that I have, right? And the special feature, let me see, can I find it here? Yeah. So,
oh my god,
there is a special feature on the Blu-ray for Part 4 called Wishmaster Piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is this is literally what I wrote down word for word. It is the weirdest shit I have ever seen. Pure garbage, maybe even worse than the movie. So it's a behind the scenes thing, right? Where they're showing how they made the movie. It's shot like someone shot it on like a fucking like a camcorder. And there's this weird ass voice. This weird, like kind of English accent dude going like, hello again, and here are our special features for, and then they're like, and they're trying to be like funny about it. And I'm like, this isn't even coming across funny though. This is coming across like some dumbass. Like, this is like if you were trying to torture me, you would strap me down and like make me watch or listen to this. So I'm going to give everybody just so you get a little bit of backstory here. This is the plot of the movie, right? So if you're not really engrossed yet, I'm going to make sure to really sell this movie to you.
Oh my god,
Lisa Burnley owns a boutique and lives with her beloved boyfriend Sam, who becomes crippled and very bitter after a motorbike accident.
Terrible.
Sam's lawyer Stephen Verdal has a crush on Lisa. The Wishmaster possesses Stephen and attempts to grant 3 wishes to Lisa to release the Djinn and start the Armageddon on Earth. However, upon telling Stephen, I wish I could love you for who you really are, her wish creates a paradox since it depends on her to be granted. ... Garbage. Garbage.
Dude, it's so bad. Even for the bits and pieces that I watched of it, it looked like one of those movies, you know, when you're a kid and you would watch at like 1 a.m. just to get like a nipple shot or something like that when you're like 9.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like,
Well, I put that in it. This is more action fantasy than it is horror.
Yeah, look at some of these images.
Cheesy acting. You know, like,
dude, look at this. It looks
this?
Garbage.
That's like those people doing that like role play shit in like the forest.
Dude, it looks like LARPing. It looks like people are LARPing in some like medieval festival.
That's what it reminds me of. Instantly when I seen it, I was like, it reminded
me of
daylight. What's the movie where you know McLovin?
Yeah. Oh, Role Models.
Yes. And they bring him to the thing. It literally reminded me that. I was like, wow, this is fucking terrible. I wrote down,
and it was brightly lit in the forest that they probably could afford.
It's crap. It's crap.
It's free to shoot here.
This is crap in every way possible. I wrote down action fantasy and bad action fantasy more than horror. Cheesy and terrible acting. Softcore type nudity. Low budget feel. The Djinn. So this is another thing that I didn't like either. I was like, who thought this was a good idea? So the Djinn is attempting to understand human love. This is fucking awful and downright cringe concept, if I'm honest. Who would ever want an evil genie to be figuring out about human love? So that's like supposed to be part of the story where he's like figuring out like about human love. Yeah. Lisa has sex with the Djinn while he is possessing Stephen. ... Yikes. fuck me, this is terrible.
You probably sat through the whole movie, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I did on purpose, just out of pure ignorance. I was like, I'm
Mhm.
gonna sit through the whole thing just to see. Oh yeah, this is hilarious, right? So she has sex with the Wishmaster while he's pretending to be the lawyer,
Mhm.
right? And she's all into it, and it's all this weird, like softcore, like porn sort of shit. And you're like, and there's all this music and all playing. I'm like, what? And it lingers way too long on like the sex part. I'm like, what the fuck? This is just weird. Like, and she realizes then that she missed sex, but she doesn't actually love Stephen, which angers the Djinn. I'm like, what? Why is this even a thing? Like, then after that, he gets angry. He reveals his true form to her and offers the deal of being his second in command when the Djinn come to Earth to take
Oh
over.
yeah, so dumb. I remember that.
I'm summing up the entire movie now in the next like minute. The boyfriend Sam returns with an angel sword. Whoa, an angel sword again? Again?
Got to
There's
use the
another
same
angel
prop
sword?
from the last movie.
How many fucking angel swords do we have, guys? And why? The boyfriend Sam returns with an angel sword that he wished for, and he ends up in the fight. He ends up getting impaled on this sword, right? And then he says, like, "Oh, baby, fucking stab the Djinn onto my stabbed body with my sword." So, like, the sword is sticking out of him, and like he tells the chick, like, "Oh, push the fucking Wishmaster onto me and into the sword." And she's all like, "No, I can't," and all. I love you, even though you're in a wheelchair, and I hate you as well, and whatever. And supposedly the reason she says that she missed sex is because he's in a wheelchair and she can't have sex
Yes,
with him
you
because
can't get
he's.
hard. Yes.
And it's just the whole thing is just plays as cringe. So she stabs the Djinn through the sword, and Sam and the Djinn die, and she is able to now move on with her life and find new love. Wow, this may be worse than the third movie and potentially the worst movie I've ever seen.
It probably
Uh,
is. From what I saw of it and the things I gathered from researching, this is probably one of the worst movies I've seen. And I want to, once you're finished, I just want to quickly bring up something.
Yeah,
To end
sure.
this on.
I only have, I just wanted to show everybody some of my notes, right? So normally I go quite in depth, like with like
Yeah.
crazy amounts of notes, right? Which I like to do when I'm doing something. This is the whole thing I have for number
Yeah,
4, and it just says,
one half page.
"Wow, garbage." And then I wrote down at the very end, I don't know why, but the taglines were "Leave no soul unturned," which if the movie had been good, might have worked. The other one that they used on a lot of the marketing was "Evil has never been so seductive."
What the fuck, man?
I literally wrote down "what the fuck" at the bottom of the page and circled it a million times. I was literally just sitting there going, "That's fucking 90 minutes of my life I can never get back."
What's with the weird gay huddle going on over there?
And the
So-
commentary tracks, right? I love commentary tracks. I
Yeah,
don't care
yeah.
what director it is, what writer, what filmmaker. These are some of the worst commentaries I've ever listened to.
Well, it's a
in my
terrible
life.
movie. I'll give it a minus fucking 5, man. It's not
Yeah.
even in the
Pure
it's not even-
garbage.
So I just want to just quickly, just because I thought about it, talk about an equally garbage movie that I thought was really good when I was a kid, and I rewatched it a couple of years ago. Just bring this up before you even say anything. Have you ever watched The Warriors of Virtue?
I have not.
What? You've never
never
seen this
seen-
movie?
I've never even heard of it. I'll be honest.
Wow, that's crazy. So I thought I loved this movie. I had my friends had the action figures of
That
it.
looks like something I'd love.
Dude, it's like these kangaroo ninja warrior creatures. And
Weird.
they
How
do-
did I never see this?
Dude, it's one of those films that has like 3 ninjas, a page master, same type of style. All right, well now I know what we're doing for Patreon is I'm gonna make you watch this movie because I loved it as a kid. Rewatched it years and years, like maybe 3-4 years ago, and I was like, man, why did I like this so much? This is fucking god awful. I'm gonna make you watch this now.
I don't know how I've never seen that.
Dude, this shit was when I was a kid, this was the shit. Like we all like I remember going seeing it or something like that or watching it on DVD, and all me and my friends were like pretending to be these like ninja kangaroo creatures or whatever they are. I'm sure there's gonna be fans of the show that are like, I remember that movie. And they had all these cool action figures at the time, and They looked way better when I was a kid. I feel like they looked a little better than this.
I don't know how this is after slipping from me. I'm gonna have to look that up now just to see what it is.
We have to watch the trailer, and maybe I would like to cover this for a watch along.
That's hilarious.
Because I don't really remember it. That's how memorable it was, even though I watched it maybe like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, something like that. I loved it as a kid, though. It was like, this movie was the shit when I was a kid. But it's one of those movies you look back on it, you're like, oh, it's not.
Yeah, that happens to me way too much now. I feel like I have to stop watching.
Rumble, I know.
I have to stop watching movies I loved as a kid because every time I watch them, I'm like, wow, this is fucking garbage.
And it's so interesting because, like, knowing you, I really thought you would have known what this movie is.
Maybe when I watch the trailer, it'll bring back some weird repressed memory.
I don't know. And they all have like different, abilities and stuff. Like there's the kind of like fire looking one, then there's one like earth and stuff like that, and the different virtues. One has like this hula hoop weapon. It's so weird.
That shit goofy as fuck.
Yes,
and I love it. I'll be honest.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put that in my notes, and we're gonna cover it at some point. But a movie that like has like terrible effects and practical effects that as a kid, like people love this stuff. There's tons of action figures. That's why I remember it the most is playing with the action. Wow, I can't believe you don't know what this movie is. Wow. Well, I'll have to show you. It's pretty
that's
bad.
actually kind of blowing my mind now. That happens not very often, especially when it's trash stuff from the 90s.
I think you may like it though. If we watch it over a couple beers, I don't know. You might enjoy it. You never know.
I probably will. I'll be honest.
All right. Well, yeah, I should go. We should get out of here.
Yeah, that's our Wishmaster deep dive.
Guys, but it's pretty awful. The first one is okay, and I'll give it that. That's about.
I like the first two. I'll tell the truth. I do like the first two movies.
I like the first one. The second one, the only scene that I really appreciate is the lawyer fucking himself because you'll never see that.
You know what? Like, if would have even been happy if they had have just given the same guys the ability to make all four. Like, even though
maybe take the time and put the effort in, like.
We didn't need all four, but if you had to make four, just let the original.
I don't even think we needed two. One is enough, in my opinion. Hey, you did it. You tried it out. It was fucking weird.
Yeah, but it's just like if you had to make four, what can you not just? But again, I suppose that comes with not wanting to spend money, so then you can't get any kind of quality people. You just have to take whatever garbage.
Well, and look, I get it. It's interesting how they do that, though. They're like, all right, this didn't work the first time, didn't work the second time. You know what I mean?
Like, I'll be honest, right? If someone contacted me right now and said, hey, Aaron, we're rebooting Wishmaster, or if someone contacted me right now and said, we want you to make Wishmaster 5, dude, I'd make that shit. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
I'd embrace it. I'd be like, yeah, let me make it. It's fucking garbage, whatever. Who cares?
Well, and realistically, right, especially if like I don't really know much about the director or whatever, right? But if I was like, oh yeah, like, I made, if you, especially the third and fourth one, if you didn't really make anything else, you're like, look at this shitty film I made once.
Just be self-aware though enough. Don't be talking about it like it's some, Academy Award winning, like, well, we done this with the visual and over here I used the overhead shot to try and accentuate like how the characters interact. It's like, dude, this looks like something Lifetime wouldn't take.
Yes, so embrace the trash.
Hallmark horror movie.
I know. I told you. I was like, I want to get this over with because I don't have anything very nice to say.
Dude, I spent like 2.5 days of my life watching these movies about 4 times each because I watched all of the special features, and there's a lot of them on this.
See, check this out, everybody. Aaron is dedicated. You should be giving our show 5 stars, a good review, buying some merch, which we have more merch designs coming. I'm very excited for our merch designs on both of our shows. They're going to look pretty awesome. If Aaron is up for it, we're probably going to change the logo too.
Oh yeah.
We have ideas. We have stuff. I've created stuff. So we have things in the works, but on Aaron's dedication alone to watching 4 of the probably most garbage horror movies to ever exist. Other than the first one, I'll say 3. The first one is still, I think, if there was a horror hall of fame, it would be back in the corner. You'd have to go searching for it, but you'd find it,
The rest of them, I don't know where they are.
They're in the, I picture them. They're like in the janitor's closet, all covered in cobwebs and stuff like that. And he just does.
I thought you were going to say covered in something else, but okay. I'll take that.
Yeah. Maybe the third one with all those certain shots.
All those ditties. Yeah. Yeah, well, if you've gotten this far and you've taken the time to listen to our
jeez.
ramblings again for another hour and 40 minutes, we appreciate you. We love
Yes.
you. Please interact with us more. Like, share, subscribe, let a friend know, comment, tell us your favorite garbage movies or other suggestions you might
And
have
even
for
send
stuff
an
you might
email.
like
I've
us.
been getting
Yeah.
emails from random people now on the show. Some
So
lady
anything like
said
that.
she loved our show, and then she said "fuck communism" at the end, and I said agreed.
Yeah, so do that in whatever that means in the horror space. I don't know what the equivalent is to that in the horror space, but yeah, do that.
Someone's like "fuck Wishmaster 3 and 4."
And
Comments.
I'll say yes, I agree. So yeah, we love you guys.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
see
awesome.
you again real soon. We have lots of stuff coming, lots of exciting things over the summer and into the spookiest time of the year for Halloween this year.
100%, 100%, 100p.
Peace.